Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Lisa, and I'm here to share the latest word given to Julie Whedbee. The title is The Meaning of It All, and this word was posted December 4th, 2022. There is a personal address from Julie and her family at the very beginning of this message. I will share the link in the comment section so that you can read that. And this is the message. My daughter and my beautiful remnant, I am here. I am within each of you. I live, and therefore you live. I am the light of the world. He that follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. As you obey my word, you gain the knowledge of pure truth, as I am truth. And this truth sets you free. Whoever I set free is indeed free. You are sanctified by my truth. You did not choose me, but rather I chose you. I made you in my image to glorify me into eternity. When you lay down your lives in complete surrender, I pour in and I call you mine. You are my beloved, and you were chosen before you were formed for my purposes. I knew you, and I sent you to represent me as my ambassadors. When your allegiance is with me, I do not break my covenant with you. You were born for such a time as this, and nothing is permitted outside of my will for you in this realm. The hordes of hell continue their relentless assaults against you, but the choice is and always has been yours to make. As you know, the battle began as a spiritual battle before you were sent here to have this experience, faced with choices to make about good against evil, light against darkness, truth versus lies. Your journey here presents the ultimate question for your soul. Who does your allegiance belong to? I admonish you in my word to put on the whole armor of your God in the power of my might, so that you can stand against the forces of darkness, as you do not fight against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, and rulers of the darkness of this age, and against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. To awaken spiritually here is to know who you are and the choice you have made as to who you serve, and to walk in those choices. In the duality of this life lies your testing ground, and it is the trials by fire in this matrix of deception that one either awakens to destiny in me or falls into temptation and willful sin, choosing freely separation from the light that is me. In your quest to find truth here and learn to overcome, you have been given the opportunity to discover the deeper understanding of the beings of my creation, in that I have formed vessels for honor and those for dishonor. The layers of my word reveal: Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated, signifying the ongoing battle of the bloodlines. I have put enmity between the seeds because of the sin of Adam and Eve in the garden and the beguilement of the serpent. There are those that are mine, and there are those whose father is the devil, and they are from below. Those of Satan are the tares sown among the wheat, who have given allegiance to Satan, as well as all those who are not made in my image, creatures, hybrids, etc. Did I not say they must both grow up together until the time of the end? And at that time I will say to the reapers, gather the tares together and bind them to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. This is what you are experiencing now as the last generation that will see my return. I am allowing the fields to be fully ripe, both wheat and tares having grown side by side, good versus evil, through many generational bloodlines, as the years have passed, giving every soul the allotted time appointed to choose which side they are on, who they are in covenant with, and then the sickle of my angels will reap a mighty harvest. The appointed time comes when the world most needs a Savior again. Wisdom is given to those who desire it and pray for it. My perspective, while here in this dimension, is attainable when you do the things I have taught you to do and follow my commands. It is then that you operate from an open heaven. In denying self and placing me as your first love and priority in absolutely everything, you are shown in layers what your purpose and role are in this walk to remember and awaken. You are here to choose while being tested, a choice between light and dark, good and evil, all the while under the curse of this realm and existing in a fallen world, where darkness reigns for a season appointed and until the end of this age, which is so very near now. In understanding how I created you in my image and sent you here to manifest and glorify me, I have taught you that your position greatly influences others in the choice they make as well, to raise or lower their frequencies, bringing them closer or further away from my presence. As you make your choices, you are accountable and responsible for what you have been given as my truth presents itself to you. And should you revert back to the old way of life, the old man, once you have been renewed and born again of my spirit, this is sin. To sin is not only to break my commandments, but to be disobedient in things I have already taught you. You have come here to remember the war that began in the heavenlies before the earth was formed, and this is the very reason you are here. Each one of you has a very particular and important role to play, a purpose to carry out that is completely specific to you. You have come to allow me, through you, to shatter the illusion and deception that began when Satan was cast from my kingdom to this realm, being determined to take into darkness for all eternity those who would swear allegiance to him and not me. Remember, he hated me before he hated you. Do you see how incredibly close you are to this moment now? It will happen suddenly, and only those who have sought me, obeyed me, and walked in truth will have the assurance of my covering. I have spoken much about the importance of my blood as your covering, and why the life is in the blood. The very essence of who I am is encoded in your blood. Without my blood, there is no redemption. However, the enemy also has used the blood as a weapon against you and a mockery of me. For my sheep, my commands are not grievous to you. My sheep know me and I know them. I command you to love your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love others as you love yourself. I command you to forgive, so I will forgive you. I command you to not have a spirit of fear or be discouraged, but be strong and courageous, because I am with you wherever you go. I command you to walk in my footsteps and believe in me. I have told you to live the crucified life, but display to all those I send your way the glorified life as I did. You do good to suffer well, my children. Your suffering is a testimony of me. It is in your suffering and trials that I receive the greatest glory when you join that suffering to me, realizing I am looking at the motive of your heart and your response in each and every circumstance, no matter how big or how inconsequential the test may be. The fear of me is wisdom, but where do I see that holy fear? As I look across creation now, and as you near the end of the ways of man, I see that pride and the lack of the fear of me have reached their peak. Corruption rules the entire earth, and evil is emboldened as never before. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Who can stand against a holy and mighty Creator? Who is blameless in my sight? Is there one without sin among you? But look around you and see how many walk in such confidence, boastful and arrogant, full of vain words and all kinds of vanities, those who are the false teachers, false prophets, those who speak mixed words that tickle the ears and the senses. I tell you, their time has come. They will be made bare before the Holy One, and their mouths will then confess their shame and the pride they exhibited in order to gain attention and popularity. Their days are numbered, and they will suddenly and without warning know the fear of the Lord in all my power and might. Just as in the days of Noah, and as my word states, in the end of days they will call good evil and evil good. Satan has convinced the world there is no need for me as their creator, and man can be self-existing gods. He has convinced most with empty promises of glory and fame, riches and honor, and the ability to perform signs and wonders. Many have fallen to his wicked ways and only live in darkness. I have been merciful for so long, but the promised destruction comes to the prideful and the haughty, the arrogant, and those who have mocked and scoffed at me, and those who I call mine. I will now act powerfully, and all will know that I am that I am. I am aware, my loves, of every trial and test you endure as you watch, wait, and pray for my return. I have designed it to be so for your good. I call you overcomers because I have already seen you through the most difficult of circumstances you have here. I see how much the evil pains your heart, as it does mine. I understand the greatest desire you have to be freed from the bondage of this fleshly tabernacle, and I can relate so intimately with you that this is not your home. Truly, it is not. You belong to the kingdom realm as inheritors and sons and daughters, because you are faithful and obedient. My promises are sure and true, and I am ever faithful. Continue to stand on the solid truth of my word, of who I am, knowing beyond a doubt that a greater work is being done than anything you can imagine, as you wait and as you suffer here in this life. How can one know me intimately without having a need to cry out from the depths of your being for me? I hold all the answers, and your obedience in humility is the key. I am the ladder and the door, the gate and the key, the only way, truth, and life. No one enters my kingdom except through me. I have made a way where there was no way. I am about to reveal myself in a way never known to man before, and each soul will tremble at my sudden presence collectively, truth standing before them, embodied by mine own. My remnant will execute my perfect design as has never been done before, and the illusions of the enemy will crumble instantly. No excuses will be accepted that day, as all will be transparent. The larger harvest of my bride will run out of the churches and man-made religions, out of the institutions of higher learning. They will run from all the indoctrination and programming that has been taking place for so long now. As my truth pours out in great measure, my mercy will save many, even as a brief time of great judgment and persecution are carried out. That time is upon you, my people. The warnings have ceased, as you know, and those who have not repented will remain as part of this group to be tried once more. I realize how desperately my army needs strength, counsel, and healing. I assure you, I know every detail, and my plan is perfect. My grace is sufficient, and my strength is made perfect in weakness. Your time has come, and all of heaven celebrates your return. Take heed that you do not despair. Do not be discouraged. Do not lose heart, as my love for you abounds, and I hold you in my palm. Keep your eyes heavenward, and do not move in any direction without my express counsel to do so. Watch, listen, and pray without ceasing. Behold, I come, my loves, I come. Yahushua. And that is the end of this message. I pray you all have a beautiful day in the Lord. God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you either next video or in the air. Bye-bye.